People don't often speak about anger, not properly anyway. We pretend it isn't there, or we laugh it off, or we push it down until it settles somewhere quiet inside us. But that doesn't mean it disappears. It lingers in your jaw, in your shoulders, in the back of your thoughts when you're stuck in traffic or holding back words you wanted to say. Some people carry it for years without ever giving it a name. This project doesn't claim to cure anger, nor to make it disappear. Instead, it explores how it can be traced, translated, and transformed into space. The idea was simple. If anger follows a rhythm, a beginning, a peak, a release, then architecture could embody that same timeline. From that point forward, every decision became an attempt to materialize emotion. The process began not with sketches, but with observation. I studied the daily rhythms of Church Street, watching how people moved, how they paused, collided, hesitated, and carried themselves through the triangle. Then I repeated these gestures myself, letting my own body become the tool of research. Using longer exposure photography, these movements were captured as light traces. Fragile but vivid marks of rage, release, and recovery. Those traces were not left as images. I translated them into 3 dimensions. Metal wires were bent, welded, and fixed together to recreate the exact lines of my own movement. Over the structure, fabric was stretched and then melted with a heat gun, warping into visceral, irregular surfaces that carried both control and chaos. From this moment, the project became a dialogue between accident and intention, between what anger does to the body and what material can hold. From this experiment, 2 parallel paths emerged. The first was digital. The fabric was scanned and transformed in 3D software, where shrink-wrap modeling gave it density, structure, and scale. The second was material. The melted fabric was dipped into alginate, cast in plaster, and rescanned into digital space, layering the physical back into virtual. This constant exchange, from body to model, from model to cast, from cast back into software, produced the building's entrance, body, and exit. One of the generated forms was divided into 5 fragments, each one becoming a spatial stage of emotion. The rage room, where destruction is immediate and unfiltered. The changing room, the bathroom, the Turkish bath, and the relaxing area where stillness and warmth complete the cycle. Each space is connected, forming a linear corridor that mirrors the arc of rage itself: compression, eruption, and release. Even in the smallest details, the design kept returning to this question: how can emotion shape matter? Exploration of rhythms guided the entire design process, turning emotion into a spatial sequence rather than a static form. Through repeated experiments, tracing movement with light, bending wires, stretching and distorting fabrics, scanning and reshaping models, the project moved constantly between body, material, and digital space. What began as fragile traces gradually solidified into architecture, a continuous environment that carries the body through tension, rupture, and calm. In this way, the process achieved more than a building. It revealed how anger, usually hidden or suppressed, could be given a rhythm, form, and presence in space. Every choice was born from something felt, something tested, something broken or repaired by hand. It's not a solution, it's not a cure. It is simply honest, a record of anger carried through bodies, translated into wire and fabric, into plaster and digital space, into architecture. And maybe, For now, that's enough.